So first of all, can you tell me what's being built here? What this is clearing? Why the land is being cleared here?
Well, we're here at the UN base in Malakal, and right now there are 23,000 people that have come here seeking safety from the conflict. And so this base originally was not designed to host this many people. And so what you're seeing behind you is construction to expand the base and make more room for people to set up temporary living accommodations. So increasing the number of tents and hopefully increasing the living conditions for everyone living here.
And how did this camp come into being in the first place?
The base was here, but in the early days of the conflict, people from Malakal town ran to the base seeking shelter, and the UN, much to its credit, opened its gates and let people come in to take shelter and seek safety from the conflict. And so over the months that number has just grown and grown. And so like I mentioned, right now there are currently 23,000 people here living in very cramped, crowded conditions under some very challenging hygiene and sanitation environments here. And so World Vision is working with other humanitarian partners to provide assistance in terms of food distributions and improved water and sanitation activities to make conditions a little more bearable for people that really have nowhere else to go as long as this conflict goes on.
And what about going forward into the future with people getting food later? Will they be able to go back to their fields?
Once the hope is that once the conflict ends and once there is peace, that people will return to their fields and to their traditional way of life of either agriculture or fishing. But as long as the conflict goes on, then there's really no opportunity for that, and people are increasingly becoming dependent on food assistance because they don't have the opportunity to plant or fish. And then the small amounts of food that are available in the markets, we're seeing prices increase as traders are more reluctant to come into these conflict-affected areas for fear of losing their goods or their own physical safety.
And are aid agencies like World Vision equipped to keep feeding these people?
We are currently, but it is an increasing challenge. As the months go on, you'll see more and more people that will become increasingly dependent on food assistance. And so organizations like World Vision will have to use new models and different mechanisms to reach people with food assistance.
And do we need any help from the outside world to do that?
We do. We need additional resources. Right now, this camp is just one of 10 that's across the country that's hosting people that are seeking shelter under the UN Guard. But that total number is only 100,000 people, which is a fraction of the more than 1 million people that have been displaced by this conflict. And those people are also in they're facing great food insecurity situation. And so they're going to need increasing amounts of assistance, and that's going to take more and more resources from the international community in order to meet those needs.
And how much help have we had so far? Is the UN appeal, is that fully funded?
It's not fully funded. Right now it's about 40% funded, and the need is quite dire. If we're going to prevent the coming famine here and meet the increasing food needs of a very vulnerable population, then donors, we're going to need donors to give additional resources and really fully fund that appeal in order to stave off a very serious food security crisis here.
And are you worried that we won't be able to meet those needs if that money is not forthcoming?
We are worried. Right now we have what we're calling a very critical emergency that could very quickly move into a catastrophe. You know, like I said, the numbers are just going to keep going up in terms of people that have exhausted their coping mechanisms, that are becoming more and more dependent on food assistance because they don't have the opportunity to plant and produce like they did in the past.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, sorry, and your name and your title?
I'm Fred McRae. I'm the response manager in South Sudan.